Hey everyone, this is the Godzilla vs. Dubalon commentary, and I'm just gonna be soloing this one because I pretty much had most creative territory on this one. I was the one who came up with the script for the most part. I had my other friends, who I'll talk about in a minute, but I was the main script writer. I was the editor, and I pretty much was in charge of this whole thing. And to talk about other people that were in this, I'm in this clearly as Godzilla and the little kid, and my friend Corey, Kaiju Fanatic 2001, also played in this as he played as Goro, and he also played Gigan. And we also had my buddy Raymond, who our Godzilla 1954, and he played as oh my lord, he played as the other guy who's with him. We didn't know the names, so we just called him Turtleneck Guy, or also Gay too in the script, and we made him really gay. And he also played Megalon. And finally, my good friend Ryan, also known as Kaiju Battles 07, who also he played as Jet Jaguar and as one of the robbers. And so yeah, now we're just going over the cast roll, and this was made by my buddy Kaiju Fanatic 2001. He made this pretty early in production, I'd say. Like, I think I just started doing scripting at the time, and then I just now started, and then he made this. This took like several attempts because there was either like a spell check or a cast change was kept happening, and it's really interesting just how I think we did this about a grand total of like 3 or 4 times just to get it right. And when we finally got it right, he just kept saying like ridiculous titles on it because he just kept getting pissed off by it. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention Corey does play one of the bad guys, and Ryan also does play the Kyoku clan leader, which we named it after SH Monstars Kyoku because I don't know, we just felt like it because we thought it'd be funny. And oh yeah, and then we have the weird George Lucas thing, which we all thought was pretty much a joke. And yeah. And yeah, then he didn't know what to put for the last one, so he just put script by me. And yeah, so if you have any problem with the script, you know who to talk to. Anyway, so this is the first scene. So pretty much, I guess to give some background on this, we pretty much, after doing the Godzilla Land dub, we waited a while, and then we decided to do another dub. And then we decided to do Megalon. But the thing was, originally we were going to do how the other final dubs used to be, which was like just us talking over footage, kind of unedited. But then I started getting inspired with like Dragon Ball Z abridged, and most importantly Ultraman G abridged, which kind of gave me the idea to really try this. And when I told them this, they were kind of hesitant at first, but then when I told them more and more and more, and especially when it started to come out, yeah, they thought it paid off. And so, yeah, this took forever to edit. Scripting and casting and recording was actually the fastest part. Everything else was just the editing. The editing took so long to finish. And when I finally did, Toho striked it down for like a very specific scene, which I will put text over this. So, like, if you guys do question a lot of things, that's why. But, I mean, I don't know, like, Toho is just a pain, but I disputed it, and they never replied, so now it's up for everyone's viewing pleasure. And I'm still very proud of this video. Yeah, it's a little old, but I'm very happy about it, and I've dropped a lot of projects at the time just to finish this, and, yeah, I'm still very proud of this, pretty much. And, this is, Raymond. Now, this is one of the things that Raymond did where he really hammed it up and started adding extra lines, which I'm very appreciated for because some of it was really funny, but other parts it was almost impossible to get the right amount of like screen time for it, so I would have to like chop it up in weird ways. But I think he did like a great job. And another thing we did with this one was we added bleeps to this, which is probably the clearest example in this scene. Because, I don't know, like, I thought, because it's a lot of other dubs do it, I said, hey, I'll do it. And I think it paid off. Like, there's nothing wrong with swearing, but just, I think the bleep can make it pretty funny. Oh, that was my trash can. Yeah, and now this is, Ryan's about to show up in this, and we made Jet Jaguar kind of just, like, he kind of hates himself. That's pretty much the main, joke with him. And, yeah, Goro's kind of like, Corey's, or Kaiju Fanatic, he tried to just sound like a bad dub actor, and I actually really loved it. And yeah, Raymond, as I mentioned before, he played as like a gay guy, and I tried to do a little kid voice for the little kid. And yeah, Ryan, he was acting like he just hates himself as Jet Jaguar. And that right there, that's an edit that Corey made for a little oof thing, and hey, saved a little bit of editing process on that. But yeah, and now Ryan made the clan leader. He pretty much made him sound like a southern, like pretty much like the Ku Klux Klan. We made him sound like that, like a white southerner. And then yeah, and there's a lot of interesting music choices. Like right here, I'm playing the freaking Bowser Castle theme in the original Super Mario Brothers. And oh yeah, I should. There's a lot of like stuff that I used for this, like many different sound effects, music tracks, weird music soundtracks. Like I used some from SpongeBob, Mario, some from the actual movie. Like this is from the actual movie. But there's many others. Like some, I think I have one from Dragon Ball, and like some other franchises. And I kept adding these little text things because it saved a lot on the editing, and it also helped me so I could keep track of the scene, and so like I wouldn't have to keep searching through and lose track of where I'm supposed to put a specific clip. And I thought it was pretty funny, and sometimes I would get frustrated, so I just type a whole bunch of stuff. And yeah, so pretty much Megalon in this is supposed to be wait, okay, hold on. Yeah, I just screamed at my mic during that. Anyway, Raymond's supposed to, Megalon in this, he's really supposed to be like a depressed individual who's just, he doesn't really want to do much, and he's just sad and mopey, and he's angry. And that was pretty much our main character quirk. And yeah, it was pretty interesting. Like I think I had a fun time writing this. And oh, here's a little random quote I did from the military. And yeah, we just kind of made Megalon a little sarcastic in certain lines, but I don't know. But, oh, I remember this clip. Yeah, I also made little jokes about the movie, and, yeah, I remember, it took, I just remember just constant nights of me just sitting down, editing for hours, and, like, there were a lot of stuff that went into this. Like, I remember this scene in particular had, like, I think 8 layers of, like, the video clip and just sound upon sound upon sound upon sound. And, and here's another music reference for Ocean Man coming up with Megalon. Yeah. And, yeah, I just like how disinterested Megalon is in this. I always find it kind of funny. And I think the video editing, like, in terms of getting the right clip, is very kind of hit or miss for me. Sometimes I think I picked the right, like, clip, other times it's not. And, oh, I love the cartoon effects I put for that. But, I think it's okay. And, yeah, in the next scene that's coming up, we have a special voice guest coming up, and I'll say a lot about that. But, trying to get Ryan to get into this was an actual pain, because he was very on and off if he actually wanted to do it. And when we finally got him in, we were pretty late into production, and then we got him in, and then we got all his lines, and I could really start getting down to edit. And right there, I just cut to him, like, we made the joke of when he fought that one bad guy, he killed him. And since that we made that one joke, we cut about 20 minutes of the movie. I kid you not. Now, speaking of that special voice character, we have Super Mario Zilla, or Vinny. I got him into this for just do like about 3 lines in total. And for a while, I didn't know if Vinny was going to do it, but then he finally did, and I'm very happy that he did. And so I'm happy to have him back if we do another dub, because I was really happy that he showed up. Even if it was just for 3 small lines, it was really nice. And yeah, like right here we made, like, I gave him these like long just run-on sentences of him just hating everything in his life. And now the scene where Megalon just starts going complete ape shit, we just had him just start screaming a bunch of stuff about Shin Godzilla, because at the time a lot of us hated Shin Godzilla, which nowadays I don't think it's really that bad of a movie, but now this is getting completely off topic. Now we're onto Godzilla, which is played by me. And we continued the Godzilla Land version where we made him really stupid, and I think that really paid off because it really works with this movie. And I had a lot of fun making Godzilla, and his main shtick is just how he keeps getting the names wrong, and how he gets a paycheck like this, and yeah, stuff like that. It's great. I do remember when I was trying to think of the right scenes to choose. There were a lot of just moments where I cut major plot points. Like I said, we cut a major scene of them trying to get the house back, but we just cut out of that, which I think works better. I mean, we condensed like an hour and 20-minute movie or 10-minute. I forgot how long this movie is. It's about like literally only 17 minutes, which is pretty impressive. Um, yeah, and that's another little Vinny line right there for a minion that he gave a funny little line. And now Gigan's finally here, and Gigan, I don't really know what I did for Gigan. I just kind of made him like a school bully, kind of. But yeah, he was voiced by Corey, and he didn't really change his voice for it, which I'm fine with because he just wanted to be himself for it. And here's some more Mario music that I put in for this. And now here I put in the Pacific Rim music because I thought it was pretty great, and I think Pacific Rim Uprising was about to come out or something like that. And so I decided to put that in, and this team's glorious. And then I put Ultraman sound effects because Jet Jaguar's kind of like an Ultraman wannabe, and I thought it was pretty great. Now the fight itself, I did cut out quite a bit of the early part, but once Godzilla showed up, I kind of kept most of it. But we'll see the ending of it. I pretty much kept, but majority of this is pretty much cut out. And yeah, I had to put a sex joke in there somewhere because that just made so much more sense. And yeah, like right there, I cut maybe about 4 minutes of the fight, which is definitely the highlight of the movie for me. Is definitely the fight, which I guess I should mention. Megalon is actually my favorite movie of the Godzilla series. As weird as that is, it's my favorite, and that's why I was so happy that we did get to work on this. And now we're making Gigan and Megalon kind of like school bullies, and they're just bullying Jet Jaguar around. And I had a lot of fun typing that up. And and I also used a lot of cartoon, like Looney Tune effects for a certain amount. And also one thing about the sound design is I kept a lot of the Showa effects since this was a Showa movie. So I tried to keep it as Showa as I possibly could, but I couldn't help myself to add a few other sounds, but for the most part I kept it as Showa as I could in terms of sound effects. And if you didn't know, that music track where Godzilla's walking up, that is actually from Robots, where Big Weld shows up with the dominoes and starts surfing, and it's going, "Who's the king of the beach?" Because that was a meme for us for a while, was Big Weld from Robots. Right there, I cut a ton out of the fight right there. The whole scene of Godzilla clobbering, completely cut out. And there's another line of him messing up his name. One thing I should mention is I tried as many sound effects as I could. Like, I used footsteps, which was the biggest pain in the I could ever imagine. Like, you have no idea how tedious that was. Like, right there, I did like probably 4 or 5 effects of Godzilla's just foot hitting the ground. Yeah. Sorry, that was a little tangent. I couldn't help myself. It was very annoying. And there I just start using reusing clips there because I think I ran out of lines for a minute there. And this is this song right here is from Dragon Ball Super. I think it's like Decisive Battle or something. I forgot what it's called. This is a favorite. I love that line. Yeah, like a lot of this is just like this. I think the fight was one of the parts that took the least amount of time, surprisingly. But it's a little edit I liked doing. I just love how our lip movements don't work here at all. Anyway, this clip right here is the song is from Evangelion, and I love how I added the little click from the arm. I thought it was perfect. And yeah, like this was a lot of fun to just work on. Like, I think this is easily the best dope we've made. It has the most production value and all that. Like, there's a script. We really tried on this one. The editing is, like, the best as I could. Like, it's nowhere near as perfect. Like, a lot of the the sound effects make no sense. Or, like, it's the volume is very irregular, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But I think it turned out well. And, the Godzilla dropkick, I actually didn't know what to do, so all I did was just put a bunch of sounds, just songs layer upon layer, and then I just blared them up all the way to max, and then I just let that happen. And then I just let the fight cut out like that, just the kick is what killed him. It's like the one swear I actually didn't, like, bleep, but I think I kind of just forgot to, because I thought I cut it in time, but I guess I didn't, but I don't know. No, I just realized the thing's almost over. Again, this is another clip from another song from Evangelion. This is Misato's theme. I can remember that off the top of my head. There's a lot of other different songs I used, like Mario Kart. I remember I used at one point, and yeah, there's a lot of different songs, and I'm pretty happy. And now I finally got to use a Zone Fighter joke. It took to the last minute, but I finally got a Zone Fighter joke, and that was it. That was the dub. That was it. We had a Zone Fighter theme. That's pretty much what I said when I finished it. And this is pretty much where I played as the narrator for a solid minute there. And I'm pretty much like, yeah, and here's the cast. Overall, I do really enjoy this dub for what it was. And I think it was very enjoyable to work on. Incredibly tedious, long, but I think it turned out really well, even if Toho striked it down. I still haven't forgiven them. But yeah, pretty much here, this is like all the songs and then sound effects. I don't think I put sound effects, but there was a lot of stuff. And yeah, and once again, just using the main theme and all that. And yeah, I mean, I'm very proud of this. I really think this turned out great. And whenever we do work on another dub, yeah, I mean, yeah, and then again, I really just kind of slacked off on YouTube, and it still kind of shows on my recent uploads where I upload like once a month, and majority of that's just memes. But yeah, there's the Kaiju Gang, another thing Corey made that I probably should have mentioned earlier. But yeah, if you guys are still there, thank you very much for listening to me talk about the documentary for Dubalon. And like I said, I'm still very proud of how this turned out. I think this is a very fun dub, and I'm very happy that I got the chance to do this with my friends. And as the trilogy is right now, as our dub trilogy, you can tell that our quality got better and better. And I'm not going to show the final dubs documentary, actually, because Toho kept striking it down, and there's not much I can do. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But for this, if there is text all over the screen, or just like for the whole thing, the original link to the original video will be in the description. But like I said, thank you guys very much for watching. And if you do remember Ultrathon, it's still a thing, guys. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And that's it. We're done.